Chat. You know, I wasn't gonna record today, but I saw this video. I was like, bro, I need to watch this and record it, bro. I have to. And y'all know who I am. Y'all know it's Fairy Tail Gang out here. Hold on, let me get it up for y'all. It's Fairy Tail Gang out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with it. You know, it was my thing. You feel me? But this video was titled "The Fairy Tail Experience." 12-minute video. I saw it the first minute of it, as you saw, and I was like, you know what? I gotta record it. You know, I gotta record it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what bro's talking about.
When Fairy Tail dropped in the early 2010s, it developed a very negative reputation. It's one of the most hated anime on the internet. Almost everyone despised this show. If you were a fan of this show, you would get treated like the Dreidel people during World War II. If you were caught watching this show in public, you would be lynched in broad daylight for your crimes against humanity. If your parents found out you were a Fairy Tail fan, you would be immediately sold to Epstein's Island. The US government reintroduced segregation to separate Fairy Tail fans from people who are actually normal. Now, I don't really hate Fairy Tail myself, but I actually enjoy making fun of it. It's a show that's so bad that it actually becomes entertaining. Since I love to slander this show so much, I'm going to discuss some of the show's worst aspects that caused it to be so low. Starting off with Natsu himself. Usually I like protagonists that are goofy and stupid because they can be pretty charming. But sometimes they cross the line between funny and annoying. Natsu definitely crosses that line. It gets to a point where I feel like he's on the spectrum. You know what I mean? What? Like he's that kind of kid that needed some special attention at school.
Can we get some examples?
The kind of kid that would start eating crayons. You know, examples? I remember in episode 1, Natsu is looking for this guy called the Salamander because he thinks it's his father, Igneel. But when it's obviously not him, he's all like, "Who are you? You're not Igneel." No shit, dumbass. Igneel's a giant fucking dragon. Why would he be boozing in the city with a bunch of women? He's just not very bright. He also delivers some of the corniest lines in anime history. "I'm all fired up. The power of my friends, it's coursing through my body. My name's Natsu, and you're watching the Disney Channel." He's just an overall cornball.
So we can't say the same thing about Luffy here? What? Luffy has the most corniest lines ever, bro. What are you talking about? "I'm gonna be king of the pirates." He says it every episode. What? Like what? And then the whole episode 1 shit, that's to show how slow Natsu is. And every main character is slow. What are we on about? What are we on about? And who knows? Maybe Igneel has a human form for all we know. So, like, come on, man. What are we talking about? What?
If those were the only problems with Natsu,
please tell me more.
Make fun of him as much. But the real issue is that he has a lot of Mickey wins. And
whoa. Hold on, chat.
That is that whenever he's losing a fight, he does some ass pulls to start winning. Let's go through a few examples.
Let's see.
The first time Natsu demonstrates the power of the Walt Disney Company with his fight against Jalal. Natsu barely damages him for most of the fight, but then that boy gets to eating. He's munching on that power-up food like it's Popeyes. And of course, he gets all the power he needs to punch Jalal really hard for the win.
Okay, that's not... Okay, Mickey is if he just beat him by himself. I'll even give you the fact if he was all like, "I have to save my friends," and then just whooped his ass. I'll give you that, right? But if you guys do not know what that is, that was crystallized ether nano, or what I think it's what it was. And ether nano is pretty much pure magic energy. And he ate pure magic, which gave him more magic to fight Jalal and enter Dragon Force, which is basically his mini Super Saiyan form. That's not Mickey Mouse. Okay, I'm not gonna sit there and say that's Mickey Mouse. Like I said, Mickey Mouse is if he just like, "Oh, I need to protect my friends," and then just whooped his ass. That's Mickey Mouse. Him eating pure magic energy to get more power back, that's not Mickey Mouse.
Fast forward to the Rashion Seis arc. Natsu, for the second time, is up against someone too strong for him to handle. But
Okay.
unfortunately for him, there's no power-up food in sight. Do you know what happens next? Jalal literally comes to hand him some ass-pull power-up food like it's a pizza delivery. I didn't know Jalal worked at goddamn Uber Eats. Then a couple
Okay, the whole point of Joel's character in that arc was him figuring out who he was and what he really wanted to do. And he wanted to stop the bad guys. And he knows Natsu he knows Natsu can't fight that guy. And he knows Natsu gets stronger with fire. So he went to go give him fire. What are we on about? What are we on about? Did you want Jalal to fight with him? Is that what you wanted to do? I mean, that would have been a whole different conversation, but at the same, like, that's not Mickey Mouse.
arcs later, when he fights Zonkro, Natsu is unable
This
to
was before that, but no, this was after. Never mind.
absorb any of his flames. This is because Natsu's flames conflict with Zonkro's God Slayer flames. So Natsu empties the magic in his body so he can eat it. But then at the end of the fight, Natsu uses both his flames and Zonkro's flames to beat him. How is he able to?
Okay, this is how you know bro doesn't know how Natsu's ability really works. When Natsu eats flames, he gets magic power back as well as aspects of that flame that he's eaten, and he has this still to this day. So him eating Zonkro's power was also giving him the ability to use the God Slayer flame and also his magic flame as well.
To use both flames if they can't coexist within his body. I could go on for hours about Natsu's fights, but I gotta start talking about some other.
None of that shit is none of that was Mickey Mouse to me.
Lucy probably gets treated
Lucy?
the worst out of all the fairy tale
Okay,
members.
how
Like,
so?
she gets cooked. Like,
Okay, I'll give you the fan service. I'll give you that, and that's about it.
look at these violations.
Okay.
God damn. Oh my good God.
Okay.
She's getting bodied. Wait, what's this? This isn't the right clip. Oh my days. Guys, I think I changed my mind about Lucy. She's easily one of the best characters, and it's obviously not because I want her to sit on my face. Gray is probably the only.
Okay. Outside of the fan service, Lucy is genuinely like one of the best characters in Fairy Tail due to not what she brings to the show. Because legit, without Lucy, Fairy Tail wouldn't be a thing right now. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Lucy Gooner or anything like that. Legit, if you go back and watch the show without Lucy, Fairy Tail would be dead, 100%. They'd be dead. And on top of that, the story is pretty much revolved around her. I know Natsu gets all the headlines and the thumbnails and shit, but Lucy is, to me, in my eyes, the main character of this show. And on top of that, towards the end of the show, she's really fucking strong. You know what I'm saying? I think she's top 3, top 4 in the main group. Shit, maybe even in Fairy Tail, outside like the S-Class wizards and shit, but it's still like, she's really strong. Yes, those early clips were really early on, like way like a little bit before time skip, and she'd get body, yes, but that's because she couldn't do as much as she was, and a lot of the plot revolved around her doing stuff. So I say that's fine for me for Lucy to get her ass beat early on. I feel like a lot of main characters get their ass beat early on. Look at One Piece. They weren't doing shit against the admirals back then. They were getting their ass beat. As soon as they ran into someone who wasn't on their level, they got bodied. Literally. So let's stop acting like other main characters don't get bodied.
Only member that I actually
Gray?
like. Mainly
You
because
like
I
Gray.
think he looks cool and he's the least annoying out of the main squad. There's only 2 things that really bother
what
me
about Gray?
him. He's always whipping his cock out in public.
He's pulling his cock out.
And he loves trying to kill himself with ice shell. Wait a second.
Okay. My thing with the ice shell is he only attempted to do it twice in the entire show. He only attempted to do it twice. That was once against Leon and then against Zeref. That was the only time he brought ice shell up. The only times. If he ever brought it up, then I remember it because it probably never happened. And the whole take off the clothes, that's his whole character trope. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a gag. That's what I'm saying. You guys take the littlest shit and make it so serious. Like, to me, little gags like that, I don't care about it. You know, it's just a gag. You know, it's just a character. It's funny sometimes, but to me, it's not gonna make or break a character for me. You know what I'm saying? But if like someone like Juvia, how she's like all obsessed over Gray and shit, you know, I could look past that. But if she does other stuff to make her character better than just, oh, I like Gray, then I'd be like, yeah, she's a good character. But since her whole personality is Gray, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Gray's whole personality isn't him just taking off his clothes. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just that. That's what makes it more than just a gag. You know what I'm saying? Or less than you guys take little things and make it too big. You know what I'm saying?
Black hair, companion to the main character, multiple failed
He's gonna compare him to Sasuke or
suicide
something.
attempts. Oh my god, guys. Gray is the original Megumi. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I fucking hate Happy. Fuck Happy. I'd rather rewatch the Butt Jiggle Gang episodes than watch any scene focusing on Happy. If there's no Happy haters on Earth, then I'm fucking dead, bro. You're supposed to find him adorable, but he's always unfunny, cringy, or being an annoying smartass. He only exists to be a mascot character so Mashima could profit off the merchandise made by little Chinese children in Temu sweatshops. Damn,
Hey, let's compare him to Chopper, bro. Cause I don't like Chopper either. Every time I hear Chopper, I'm like, bro, get this little nigga out of here,
just
bro.
want to punt this pussy.
I say the same
Pussy,
thing
pussy
with
cat. I
with
mean, pussy
with
cat.
Chopper, bro.
I actually used to like Urza.
You used
but
to like
as the
Urza.
series went on, she started doing ridiculous bullshit. I gotta
Really?
ask you a question. What is Urza's strongest armor? Is it A,
Here.
the Armadura Fairy Armor? Is
No.
it B, Heaven's Wheel? Or is it C, the Nakagami Armor?
Not even he's gonna say D is the plot armor. We already heard.
If you chose C, then congratulations. You're fucking wrong. It's her plot armor. She's arguably even worse than Natsu when it comes to fights. There's this one fight
let's see.
where Urza loses all 5 of her senses. She can't feel anything with her hands, she can't hear, and most importantly, she can't see. On top of that, her sensitivity to pain has been heightened to unbearable levels. Look at this visual, my nigga. Despite this, she not only attacks opponents she cannot see, but she also dodges her attacks. There's no possible fucking way that she's able to do this. There's also no fucking way that she was able to hold her swords if she can't feel anything with her hands. She shouldn't be able to do any of this shit. I wanted to shoot Happy when he said this. I'm going to throw Happy in a fucking blender. Also, her opponent Kyoka is fucking trash. There's no way you took all of Urza's senses away and still somehow get hit. It's like losing a fight to a blind paraplegic. I wish everyone here in this scene died. This is
Okay. My thing with Urza, people cry about Urza a lot. Let's take it back and look at what Urza is, right? She was born from Irene, probably one of the strongest Dragon Slayers in the show. No, fuck Dragon Slayer. One of the strongest characters in the show. Arguably, close to Zeref in power. Arguably, right? That's her mother, right? And if we know anything about anime, strong characters produce strong kids, and that's Urza, right? Urza is that strong kid, right? We talk about Goten having potential, Gohan having potential. Urza has that same potential, right? Let's be honest. So that's that. Then the childhood she'd been through had to put a lot of strain and a lot of like willpower dependent on her when she was growing up. You know, she was basically a slave and had to fight for her freedom as a child. Younger than when Gray and Natsu joined the guild. Younger than them. She was fighting for her freedom. And then on top of that, she's just getting like we talk about Gray and Natsu. They're also normally strong. Urza's also getting strong too. You know what I'm saying? She's an S-class wizard. So that's number one. That's why I can overlook the whole like, oh, she's super strong for no reason argument, or she just wins fights because she does argument, or the whole friendship nonsense. I'll give you the Kyoka fight to an extent. I think one of the main reasons why Urza did win that fight is because Kyoka was toying with Urza for so long. She was messing with Urza the whole arc. When she prisoned her, she was beating her. All the whole time during the arc, she was fighting her. I'll give you, this is a stretch, but I'll say she lost that fight because Urza figured out how much Kyoka, like how she fights against Urza. Because she was messing with her the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you that. But at the same time, I'll still give you the Kyoka fight. That's just my headcanon. That's not what it was stated, but that's what I get from that. You know, obviously, not having senses, she shouldn't be able to even hold a sword. But at the same time, Kyoka was messing around a little too much. She literally could have won the whole arc for Tartaros, but didn't, and she sold. So that's my whole thing with that fight. But I'll give it to you. That fight, Urza probably should not have won. And literally anyone could have pulled up and beat Kyoka themselves. So I don't care about that fight too much.
Somehow, not even Urza's worst fight. No, no.
Oh,
that
that's not the worst fight. Let's
belongs
see.
to the infamous Urza versus Irene.
Okay, let's hear this fight.
Even the most
Let's hear this fight.
hardcore fairy tale dick riders think
Let's
this
hear
fight
this.
is horrible. It starts off fairly normal, but then it all goes to shit when Irene transforms into a dragon. Irene strikes Urza once, shattering every bone in her body except for one arm. Irene then summons a fucking meteorite from the sky. No. This is getting too ridiculous. There's nothing that she can do here, right? Right? Urza then propels herself into the air, destroys the meteorite, and lands an attack on her mother while she's falling. First of all, is Irene stupid? She just sits there as she's about to be attacked. Just bitch slap her like you did last time. Second of all, Urza should be fucking dead. Third of all, I pray every night for Happy to die.
Okay, like I just said, that's her mom. You see how strong she is. I'm okay. If it was every bone in her body, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's a little crazy. I'm not downplaying this whole situation here. Obviously, it was like, bro, how are you able to do that with just one hand? But she had one hand. You know, people like to argue like, oh, you think Goku could beat the Naruto verse with no legs, no arms, and blindfolded? Like, same thing here. You know, she and it's just a meteor. It ain't like it was magic infused or anything like that. It's just a meteor. And then I guess landing attack is also like, bro, like how do you do that? But I don't know. You know, that fight
He's
I'll
not
give you
even in
that.
this scene. I just wanted to mention that. At the end of this dumbass fight, Irene de-transforms and has the perfect chance to kill Urza. All she has to do is just stab her. Do it. Wait, what the fuck? Oh my days. Why are we getting a flashback? Get back to the fight. Did she just kill herself? Mashima, you have to be trolling. How do people defend this show? Usually I don't
What is wrong with her doing that?
make fun of people for enjoying things I don't like, but if you think these fights are good, you might have to get diagnosed with something. This team lineup is so trash. We got Mickey Mouse.
Okay, the whole Irene situation with her offing herself, or trying to at least, that was her realizing that, you know, she finally was happy, and because she's been living for a long time. She doesn't want to live for that long. She doesn't want to have all that. She hates being like how she is. You know what I'm saying? And her finding out her kid is happy and all that shit, you know. I'd have to rewatch the scene, but to me, I don't think that was that bad.
Potential Woman, the original Potential Man. He's like a legacy hero at this point, and the CEO of Disney Incorporated herself.
I don't know about that.
And it's not like the side characters are any better. They'll
What?
usually have one gimmick or joke that defines most of their personality. Mashima will make sure to drag this joke throughout the entire series.
Like
Even
what?
some antagonists are written this way. Imagine
what?
if Sanji's defining character trait was lusting after women like an Indian man on Facebook. That's how he would be written in Fairy Tail.
Isn't that how he is in One Piece?
Primary example of this within the series is Elfman. Elfman has this thing where he only talks about men and being manly. It's all pretty gay, but it was revealed that Elfman accidentally killed his sister Lizana because he couldn't control his powers yet. So he became more manly in order to protect his other sister Mira Jane and to compensate for his trauma. It was pretty solid development for a gag character, but then they ruin it. They bring back Lizana through a stupid and contrived retcon, making his original backstory irrelevant. There was no real reason for her to come back either, considering that she doesn't really do much throughout the show. Mashima loves to do these stupid fake out deaths. This nigga Makarov faked his death multiple times. Nigga, just die already. You're just desperate for attention at this point. This old man gotta go. Actually,
Okay. So far, those are the only things I'll agree with fully on that. That's the only thing I'll agree fully. Those two characters should be dead. I'm not gonna lie. Okay? I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of these background bums gotta go as well. I
Okay,
have no
what do half
idea
these
why they're
characters do to you,
still a
bro?
part of the Fairy Tail Guild. When the main cast disappeared for 7 years, the Fairy Tail Guild lost so many stocks that they basically became the worst guild. What were these bums doing for 7 years? Kick all of them out already. There's
What? Bro, realistically speaking, why would you kick them out? They held it down for 7 whole years while they were gone. Them the realest niggas ever. What are we on about?
no reason to keep them around. There's only a few Fairy Tail members I actually like. Loxus,
You like Loxus?
mainly because he's an asshole.
What? I like a character because he's an asshole. What? I'm sorry. If you like Loxus, that's on you. But I personally like him because every time they mention Loxus, it's like, oh, it's big nigga. Like, he about to win. He got to dog this nigga real quick. And he always gets his ass whooped, bro. Like, it's like Superman. Superman pulls up and then gets his ass beat for the most of the fight and then starts, whipping shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. That's how I see him. And this nigga likes Wendy? Don't even start, bro.
Mainly because she's adorable. And
What? Hey, yo. How old are you?
Mira Jane, mainly because I want to eat her ass.
Yeah? Yeah?
There's a giant issue about Fairy Tail I haven't fully addressed yet. It's basically impossible to talk
hear
about
about that.
Fairy Tail without mentioning the power of friendship. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with the trope, but Mashima loves to shove this shit down your throat. He worships the power of friendship as this ultimate solution to all problems. If you're losing a fight, don't worry, we got friendship.
This fight is understandable why friendship was a part of it.
Your wife's going to take the kids, it's gonna be alright. We got friendship.
That happened in the show.
You got AIDS? I got you, buddy. I'm gonna prescribe you with some friendship. In the final fight, Natsu and the other Dragon Slayers beat Agnologia through his super LGBT fist of friendship. You don't have
That's not how that went down either.
to mention it every few minutes. Like, it gets overused to the point where it's just kind of fruity. Even the show's magic system is strengthened by friendship. I'm sorry, I didn't know I was watching My Little Fairy Friendship is Magic. I got an idea. How about everybody starts fighting with glitter and rainbows and sparkles? Maybe next time we could go on a quest to defeat the giant Care Bear in Candy Island. I can see why this show's called Fairy Tail. Because this shit is inspired by Disney. I like to take the time to talk about Fairy Tail's author, Hiro Mashima. Now, I would like to make it clear that I don't harbor any hatred towards Mashima. In fact, I actually think he's a pretty great guy. I remember he gave away a lot of money for some indie developers this one time. But what I respect him for the most is his insane work ethic. He was able to write and illustrate 3 different mangas at the same time. You could tell he has a deep passion for creating manga. Being a mangaka is fucking hard. Togashi was almost on his deathbed because of all the work he had to do. So I admire Mashima for all the effort he puts into everything he does. You can tell he spent years perfecting and evolving his artwork. There's only 2 things I don't really like about him. He's arguably one of the top 5 gooners, maybe even top 3 gooners of all time. Personally, I believe the big titty bitches are one of the few redeeming qualities of this show, but Mashima, man, you gotta chill out, bro. Like, just put the pen down and put your cock away, okay? Mashima is also a very fraudulent writer. He even admits himself that he doesn't plan ahead when writing a story, which explains a lot. But other than that, he's a very talented dude, and I wish writing a story, which explains a lot. But other than that, he's a very talented dude, and I wish the best for him. I give Fairy Tail a 5 out of 10. But if Mashima draws Lucy and Urza in a oiled up twerking competition, I'll give it a 500.
All right. Regardless of how you feel about Fairy Tail, I think it's a great series. It's crazy because I watch other people react to Fairy Tail and they love it. they love it. They stick with it. They like it. Other people, they just drop it for whatever reason. I don't understand it. I don't know. Legit, go watch. Anyone go actually sit down and watch Fairy Tail, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is actually dope. I don't know why there's so much hate on it." But I feel like a lot of people just shove it into the ground because of little things or minor issues that happen. I bet there's so many other fights that happen in other anime that are like questionable and all that shit, or things characters do that are questionable, and no one talks about that. But Fairy Tail has it all everywhere. it's bad. It's so terrible. Whatever. I'm gonna get out of here. Have a great day. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a great day. Peace.